Coach, has the time off been a good thing, or has the team been biting at the bit to get back out there after the Villanova loss?
I think it's a little of both, but to be honest, the time, back home and having some days off has been helpful because those 3 days in a row on the road, even though it was beautiful in the Bahamas, it still wears your body out, staying up late nights, having 3 really tough games, 3 days in a row. To be able to come back and have pretty much 4 out of the last 6 days off. We've only practiced, we were off Saturday, Sunday, and then yesterday, so that's a pretty good rest and didn't really do much today.
After watching the film, what was your biggest takeaway and biggest disappointment from watching those 3 games?
The first 2 were pretty good because we won both of those. We made plays. We got defensive stops. One bad half really defined that last game. That first half was just horrible, and they took advantage of it, and that's what we get judged on. We came back in the second half. I guess they felt like the game was out of reach. Didn't get any credit for that. So that's why I try to tell these guys, man, you don't get do-overs. So for the week was a success. We didn't get the championship, but we beat a good team in Michigan, a good team in Arkansas, and lost to a good team in Villanova.
Penny, what do you make of the Revs? Obviously, their first 5 wins on paper, a lot of people wouldn't say they were that impressive. Then they stopped NC State by 20 the other night, and now they've got help and an old friend on the way Saturday.
Yeah, they don't really have their full team, but the guys who have been playing have been doing a phenomenal job. They're playing small ball, and they're playing really well. And getting Musa back is going to help boost the team because he's defensive player and much improved offense. I'm happy when those situations happen for the young men on this level because the NCAA usually doesn't give those waivers like that. But I'm happy for Musa and it'll be good to see him.
Do you find it amusing that he was cleared just in time to play against his former team?
Nah, I don't. I just think that the entire thing to me is a blessing for Musa. He's gone through a lot in the first few years here at Oklahoma State, and now being able to play at Ole Miss. Just happy for him. I don't find it interesting that it happened before our game.
Does his availability drastically change y'all's strategy game plan heading into this game?
Well, before the season started, I thought he was going to be playing, so I already had him planned to be in. But when he was ineligible, obviously, we didn't know whether or not he was going to be eligible. So it doesn't change anything because, Jamarion's done a fantastic job of protecting the paint, and then they get another guy that can protect the paint. So we knew that was going to happen regardless.
Does it feel like a rivalry week, even though a lot of these guys haven't played against Ole Miss, that Memphis-Ole Miss rivalry? Does it feel like that this week?
It's not the same rivalry as Tennessee or Arkansas, but it's still pretty good and pretty close. It's the closest school to us out of those 3, and we definitely have a lot of ties with Memphis guys going to Ole Miss and understanding that. But it's always good to play the game.
Health and wellness update. Anybody tweak anything or miss anything?
No, everybody's good. Everybody's going to be up and ready to go. Like I said, the rest has really been good for us this week, and we'll be prepared.
Coach, as you prepare for Ole Miss, how you feel about the development of Matthew Burrell over the years? And this is your final year playing.
Yeah, Matthew's always been one of my favorite players in the city. Super athletic, really, worked on his jump shot to where it's almost automatic. A leader, a coachable kid that's willing to do whatever it takes to win, and definitely proud of his career and is doing a phenomenal job there. He's playing about 37 minutes a game, so that lets you know how valuable he is to Coach Beard.
You coached him here before, right? And what's your biggest takeaway? Because I know this first year at Ole Miss, but what concerns you about his defense and offense?
Yeah, my first year here, we played them in Miami and had them down, I think, 16 at one point, and they made a run in the second half and ended up beating us by like 5. The one thing that you can say about all of his teams is they're going to play tough, they're going to play hard, they're going to execute. So you just know that about his teams.
What's been the emphasis since you guys got back? Have you guys emphasized anything in particular? I guess I'm asking about rebounding.
Yeah, rebounding and defense. Just guarding your yard and boxing out. Something that we really focused on this week. They have a fantastic offensive rebounding team. I mean, their guards really rebound. Brakefield probably being the best out of the guards, and you got Caldwell and Flanagan. Those guys really rebound the ball, along with getting Musa back and then having Jamarion Sharp. So we're gonna know right away if the work that we put in this week on boxing out
When you look
is
back
work.
at the, oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
When you look back at the tape, What do you think is the root of the rebounding problem, if you want to call it that?
It's not identifying guys coming in there, because when I look at rebounding, and I've always looked at this way, it's only going to be two guys mostly going to the glass. The point guard and the two guard usually get back if they're not shooting. Then there's one guy shooting the basketball, and there's really two guys really going all the time, max three. We always have the advantage because the guy that contests the shot should get back in the fight. And the point guard, his man is getting back. He has a free run to get a rebound. So I think it's just laziness on our part where guys feel like it's someone else's job and not by committee, even though we've been preaching it. But we definitely changed the way that we look at it this week.
We talked about scheduling the other day. When you look at teams in the area right now, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Arkansas, a lot of good programs in good spots right now. And I know you said that sometimes you guys have to take the initiative to schedule those games. In your ideal world, would you be playing multiple? I don't know if it'd be feasible to play all those teams in the same season, but get multiple of those kind of regional teams on the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, I would love that because, those are really good teams, like you stated, great programs, and we're trying to build up the ladder. That's what it seems like to me. Everything that we do, it's almost like an asterisk next to it. Like if we do something good, it was like, oh, but every time. We never get any credit for anything, and, it's just how it is. But I love to play those teams because they're great programs.
What do you think of the win over Arkansas now that they beat Duke last night?
I mean, we knew it was a good win from the beginning. The committee just didn't, I guess the committee that votes, they didn't think that it was a good win because Arkansas came back and lost, 2 games in a row. But at the end of the day, we have to keep winning. We have to do our own jobs and not look for any help. Nobody's looking to help us. Like I said, we got judged. We played 5 really good halves and 1 really bad one, and we got judged on the 1 really bad one, which is what it is here in Memphis.
Hey, Penny, your teams have a history of being here, of taking another notch in January. I know this team has played very well early. Does this team have another notch you can get to?
We're going to have to, again, because of the reasons that I'm stated, that we get judged so harshly. We got a really tough schedule, and, if we don't win those games, then there's no telling where we'll drop. We work so hard to get to the top, and all it takes is 1 loss for us to drop all the way back out of that situation. So we know it's a little more pressure. We can't really wait till January. We really have to do it now.
What's been your message to Jordan Brown coming off kind of a tough tournament for him?
Yeah, I just told him to do his job every single possession, no matter what it is. Just do your job. I mean, he's a fantastic player. He had a tough week, but we have all the utmost confidence in him that he can turn that around. And he's looking for a big game. It's a tough game to be going against Jamar, the leading shot blocker in the NCAA, and the former defensive player in the Big 12 in 21-22 with Musa. So we'll see this game how it goes.
Obviously, he's a different player than Musa, than Jalen Duren, and some of these other big men you've had over the years, but he's obviously got his own unique skill set. Like, ideally, what do you want to see from him for you guys to reach that next level? What level does he have to reach as a player?
He has to reach an elite level for us to make it to that next level. He's got to be a 16-10, a 15-8. He got to be that guy, for us down there because he can score on the post. We need him to score.
So where do you think his physical shape is? I know this summer you had mentioned that you wanted him to lose 15, 20 pounds. Has he gotten there, and is he?
I think he's in shape now. I think that he's just trying to still find his footing with where he's going to get the ball. And if he gets the ball off the post, things to do. So we worked this week on some things. So, again, it's going to be a good test for us and him on Saturday.
Do you have any worries about him guarding in space when teams put him in pick and rolls against guards?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any worries about him defending in space when teams put him in pick and rolls and have guards kind of isolate on him?
Not really. I think he had some problems in the Missouri game with Sean East, in the first half. Maybe the Arkansas game because those guards are really explosive. But he's starting to understand now his angles and what he has to do to kind of calm that down. So, we watched film and we worked on it in practice.
Got 2 more for Coach.
Coach, you're 6 games in. Can you talk about how you feel about the growth of this team as you guys, come together?
Yeah, first I know that we have a really good, solid team. We got a team on any given night we can beat anyone. A ton of talent, still getting to know each other, but growing every day. And that's what I love to see. The guys are closer, they're talking, they're hanging out off the court. So I'm very proud of that this team is really trying to get it right. With 13 new players, they're trying to, get themselves in position because they know that we have one of the toughest schedules in the country, the next 5 games.
Coach, you have a lot of transfers on
Marketing genes. Wow, I like that. Hey, I would love. I mean, the guys come here because they do want to make it to the next level, and they know I have the expertise to talk about and train and put them in positions out there on the court to showcase their games. And yeah, I think that's the main reason why they come. They want that next level, and they feel like I can give them that extra edge.